You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
Get your free inventor's information. Call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Hey, y'all, it's Ginny Ehrhart from Southern Sisters Radio. It's fall, y'all, and we have a lot going on the Southern Sisters Radio show. You can catch us every Saturday at noon on AM 920 The Answer and on Sundays at 10 a.m. as well. Check us out online at southernsistershome.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new edition of When's World, and what better way to kick it off than with our Southern sister, Ginny Ehrhart.
Joey, it's good to be here.
It's good for you to be here, and I'll tell you what, Ginny, as you know, I'm a big fan of pro football. The NFL is where I live, right?
I know, yeah.
But you're here to enlighten me on some collegiate before game action.
Gotcha. And I know pro ball is your thing. I totally get that. Yeah, but you know, if you're raised here in the South like I am, you know, and me and my cohorts, we're kind of steeped in, well, you know, Southern college football tradition.
Sure.
That's kind of our thing. You know, you got babies out there. A lot of these Southern folk dress their babies in, you know, UGA onesies.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
You know, and Alabama onesies, and we start young in the South. We do.
And it's so amazing because to me, being a carpetbagger from the North and coming down here, college football is a religion in the South.
It is.
I mean, Saturdays are dedicated.
All about it. And you know, one of the fun things about the Saturday football is the tradition behind it, right? And it starts with the tailgating. I'm telling you, nowhere in the world do people celebrate tailgating like we do here in the South. Now, I was going to give you a couple of examples that might be interesting.
Oh, I'm ready. Bring it.
How about Ole Miss? Now, hotty toddy, gosh almighty, like many schools around the country, Ole Miss claims to have the best tailgating scene around. And if you've been to Oxford, you will know. You'll be convinced. The reason is the Grove. This 10-acre quad park at the heart of campus transforms into downtown tailgate town on Rebels game days. It's a sea of blue and red covering the grassy area. Fans dressed, believe it or not, Joey, in their Sunday best for games, right? You can just go from tent to tent to tent. It's all about the food. It's not uncommon to see chandeliers hanging from the tents.
Wow, that's like old school South right there.
It is old school South, old school Southern hospitality. Ole Miss.
Okay, so people go from 10 to 10 and they share food and drinks?
Yeah, food and drinks.
And there's no cover charge?
No, you just show up and party, right?
I guess that epitomizes Southern hospitality.
It does. That's what it's all about. So that's Ole Miss for you. Now, how about the University of South Carolina? Now, they have a very unique Southern tailgating tradition.
The Gamecocks.
It's amazing. Yes. So if you've ever, I don't know, have you ever tailgated on a train?
No.
No. Well, look no further than the University of South Carolina. Roughly 50 yards from Williams-Brice Stadium are 22 railroad cars that you can rent out on game day for your tailgate party. Each car is uniquely decorated, but all feature top-of-the-line interiors, flat-screen TVs, Joey, full kitchens, and rooftop decks. This is probably one of the most unique tailgating traditions around.
Okay, I'm a little concerned because when you got some booze and time, you know that equals many a bathroom trip.
I guess it does. I think they're equipped with that as well.
I would hope so, because if not, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. Consuming a lot of alcohol and being on top of a train car, I don't know that that's the safest thing to do. But let's wrap it up with one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. How about the great Southern tradition of the University of Florida, University of Georgia?
Happens every year around Halloween.
Oh, it certainly does. It is also known as the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Okay.
My daughter was there last weekend. Yes, I've seen the photo evidence of it.
She was DD, though.
Of course. Yes. She was. Yes, absolutely the designated driver. Now, one of the most anticipated matchups of the college football season takes place in Jacksonville between border rivals Florida and Georgia. Now, this game always has one of the largest tailgate parties and nearly as many fans staying in the parking lot to keep the party going as actually going inside the game.
Right.
In other words, there's just as many people outside as there is inside the stadium. And that's why they got the unofficial title of the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
Yes, and of course, we'd be remiss with not mentioning that University of Georgia is now ranked number 1.
You know, and even as somebody that doesn't really follow the NCAA in the football manner, I gotta say, it's impressive to see a team like this be undefeated so far.
Isn't it impressive? Right. It's like a home team almost.
It even makes me want to watch. I might catch a few minutes of the Bulldogs Gamecocks game this Saturday. Was it 3:30?
I think it is.
Something like that.
And you've got a little boy. He's going to be raised in the South. He may very well have his eye on Georgia one day.
He might.
You're going to have to come to terms with it, Joey.
Oh, my gosh. And come to terms with a bigger paycheck to support that.
I know. Isn't that the truth?
Come on, Hope Scholarship. Stay with us for the next 20 years.
I know. Oh, I sure hope it does. But you know what? For those of us that can't make it to the game, I love a little home tailgating, too. Just as well. Little chicken wings and some beer in front of the TV.
Best seat in the house right there. Bathroom's 10 feet away.
That's right.
Oh, Jenny, I love this. And you had some awesome action on your show today, right?
We did, yeah. A little, friendly competition, shall we say, between my best friend and I. We did a Name That Movie Tune competition between the two of us. Oh, yeah, got a little heated, Joey.
Oh, I bet.
We still love each other. She's still my best friend. The gloves came off.
Oh, awesome. So you can catch that on demand, right?
Yes, you sure can. Go to Southern Sisters with Ginny Ehrhart on Facebook. Check out the Facebook Live video. It's all there.
And, of course, the website. Holiday season, folks. Get all your holiday shopping done. Free shipping on all orders in the U.S.
All orders and 30% off all products on the Southern Sisters Home website with promo code SISTERS. Check out the cookbooks and all the gorgeous flour sack towels.
Oh, Jenny, you're awesome. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me, Joey.
Right. Week 9 and feeling fine. Here with @Radio Griff on Twitter. Follow him there. Troll him there. I like to do so for my fictitious Twitter accounts.
Is that you?
What? I mean, what? It could be.
The only one who responds to my tweets.
That's the only one. You and Trumpfix are the only ones that stay in my life on Twitter, and I love it.
That's great.
Big shout out to Trumpfix, by the way. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah,
been a while.
I like having at least one passionate person who listens. It's great.
Absolutely. We love listeners of the show. But here we are. Last week, Griff, I got to tell you, man, we were both semi-professional.
We went, what was our record last week?
9-4.
We each went 9-4 last week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
I mean, we weren't right on everything together, but the ones that I got right, some of those you got wrong and vice versa.
Yeah. Vis-a-vis.
Vis-a-vis is what they say on the Visa commercials. But here we are.
So we know what we're talking about. So listen to what we're about to say.
Yeah.
Because we've established
credibility
now for 1 week.
And now we're about to go back on that in week 9. But
Probably
that's okay.
So, probably so.
I'm still 2 games ahead of you.
Are you?
So I'm feeling very comfortable.
See, we're basically just...
I'm basically 2 games ahead.
What we're doing. Okay.
But last night we were both wrong. We didn't have an opportunity to do this segment. But I'm very glad we didn't do it because there was a key practice field injury, a non-contact, the worst kind in the NFL.
Another injury.
Yep.
Holy smokes. Deshaun.
Oh, Deshaun Watson. Not Deshaun Jackson.
No, not that one.
Not the mouthy one.
Unfortunately, it's Deshaun Watson. The most exciting player in the NFL this year, arguably.
I mean, beside Carson Wentz, obviously.
Okay. But he was in the MVP race.
Yeah,
he was.
This guy,
he was leading this Texans team to have a legitimate shot in the AFC playoffs this year. I mean, so fun to watch, and this one kind of hurt me, like maybe more so than Aaron Rodgers, because Deshaun just he had this energy, man.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch, and it's kind of crushing to see a guy, especially go out in practice. It's not like he was even in the game and got a bad hit or something. Like non-contact in practice. Just like, oh my goodness.
Thrill is gone in Houston.
Poor guy. I know.
At least they won the World Series.
They won the World Series. They're on that high. 12 hours later, Deshaun Watson out.
Oh, man.
Houston, we have a problem.
We do have, they have a big problem.
I'm sure I'm the first one to say that, right?
I like it. I like it. Like we mentioned last night, we were both wrong. Both of us picked the Bills, but that's okay. So let's move on to the aforementioned game there. Indy in Texas playing the Texans. I mean, does this alter your pick whatsoever? Or?
Very much so.
Oh.
We have Jacoby Brissett versus Tom Savage. And they've brought in TJ Yates and Matt McCloin at this point. A hot take.
Uh-oh.
They got to bring in Colin Kaepernick.
It's not going to happen,
He's
dude.
the guy, though. Okay, this owner has already been in trouble the last couple of weeks for some of the inmates running the jail cell, all that kind of stuff going on.
Can I just say he has a point? I know it's a figure of speech.
It's a figure of speech. He has a point. The players, their protest was probably kind of dumb because it was a figure of speech. Whatever. But it was bad PR, however you want to play it.
Sure.
It was bad PR for the guy. So switch it. You have good PR and a good QB. PR, QB, cap. Super Bowl. That's what happens. I mean, Deshaun Watson, Colin Kaepernick, to me, if they seem like similar type of players. Watson can run that offense. Surely Cap can run that offense. Otherwise, you're going to have Tom Savage. I mean, this is a team that can win. Besides the quarterback position, everywhere else, they're great. They're a solid team. They can compete in the AFC. They can maybe go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, that division is so close right now. The division leader is one game ahead.
Right, but I think the Texans. You see the game they played. That game against Seattle last week was an incredible football game.
That was awesome.
If they were a little more mature or whatever, or if Bill O'Brien was a better coach, they would have won that game in Seattle last week. If you want to win, you got to strike while it's hot, right? Colin Kaepernick's the guy to bring in. Tom Savage isn't leading you to a Super Bowl. You probably won't win the division now. You have to bring in Colin Kaepernick.
Do you think Cap would be open to this right now, or do you think he's so in the weeds with this lawsuit and his persona that
I think he'd have to. Like, this situation, to come in and be the guy on a team that is competitive, a team that could really do something. I mean, this is the perfect situation. And plus, the owner suddenly looks like a good guy. Great PR for him. This is a perfect, there hasn't been a more perfect situation in the NFL this year than this right now. Colin Kaepernick to the Houston Texans. I know it's a long shot, but come on. You're gonna ride or die with Tom Savage and Matt McGloin and TJ Yates? Get out of here. Kaepernick should be in Houston.
It's a good point. I just don't think he can play for that owner. And I know he's turned things around. He apologized.
But you know what? It would look great from his perspective, too, that he's kind of, all right, this guy's talked trash or whatnot, or said crazy things I've disagreed with, but I can still put that aside to play. I think it would be a good PR move for Kaepernick as well. It's a win-win-win-win for every. This is great. This is the moment, the team, the situation. This is perfect for Kaepernick.
But didn't we say that about Indianapolis with Luck going down?
Yeah, but Andrew Luck goes down. That team's terrible. He carries that team. Kaepernick's not the kind of guy that's going to come in and carry your team just by himself.
Are you calling Kaepernick a game manager here?
He's a little more than a game manager, but Deshaun Watson wasn't the whole team. He just kind of ignited something there. They have some good players on that team.
They do. They do.
I mean, they're a solid team. They're right there. They're a great quarterback away, or a solid quarterback away from doing something.
Most teams.
Right. From doing something in the playoffs. They found that guy in Deshaun Watson. I think Colin Kaepernick, he's proven he can be that guy. He led the Niners to a Super Bowl.
It's true.
He can be the guy. Especially when he has the pieces around him. Because in San Francisco, when he did it, he had pieces around him. When he started to not be so good, look around, there weren't as many pieces around him anymore. There was more discord between Harbaugh and the ownership. There was lots of stuff going on. So that's kind of why he didn't look so good. This is perfect. It's insane that they won't do this. Maybe they will, but I doubt it. I think it's already been proven they won't do it because they've signed Matt McGloin and TJ Yates at this point.
And McGloin was so bad that he got cut as the third-string quarterback in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He's such a bad quarterback.
But he played under Bill O'Brien at Penn State, so he knows the offense.
Wow, callback.
Well, let's bring him in a little bit. Yeah, he knows the offense. Get out of here. Come on. Bring in Cap. As I've said on here before, I don't agree with everything Cap's done, but this is the perfect situation for Kaepernick.
Is it going to happen, though? Do you actually think it's going to happen, or is this a pipe dream?
I think it's a pipe dream.
But if it happens, you heard it here first at Wayne's World, folks.
Kaepernick to the Houston Texans.
So who you got? You got the Colts or
I got the
Texans?
Colts, man. Tom Savage isn't leading anyone to victory. It's over. Enjoy the World Series, because that's the only winning you're doing in Houston for a while, bros.
Ouch.
Jacoby Brissett, Indianapolis Colts win this game.
I take the Colts on the road as well. Both are correct. Bengals at Jaguars.
Bengals, man. I think the end is finally near for old Marvin Lewis there. The end might be near for Andy Dalton, too. A whole cluster of what nonsense going on this past week. They tried to trade A.J. McCarron, their backup to Andy Dalton, to the Browns. There was all kinds of confusion with that. So A.J. McCarron's still on the team. Jags are a solid football team.
Yeah.
I like the Jags this week at home over the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bungles on the road.
No, that's a bad pick.
Well, it could be. You never know, though. This year has been anything but predictable. Advantage at Radio Griff. Bucks at Saints.
Saints are back.
They are back.
The Bucks, I think they need a different head coach there. I don't know that Dirk Cutter is. I think he's coordinator material. He's been a great coordinator. I don't know if he's head coach material. The Bucks have some weapons, and they've kind of honestly underachieved this year. People had and partly because of Jameis having some issues.
He's just not a good quarterback. Can we just level with the world here?
That he's not great?
He's just not a good quarterback. He was good in college, but he doesn't. It's a translation issue to the NFL.
I think part of it, he's good, but he's not.
He's a bad decision maker. He throws interceptions when it matters most. And don't give me this argument he doesn't have weapons. I mean, Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, O.J. Howard.
They have so many weapons.
Jacquizz Rodgers, Doug Martin. I mean, what else do you need?
Right.
A formidable offensive line, a coach that gives you the reins, and then you throw an interception or two or three. You can't win in the NFL like that.
I think you make a good point, but it's like, who else are you going to put in there? You can put Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, yeah, you can't.
That's the problem with the NFL.
You're stuck.
Yeah. So, unfortunately for Dirk Cutter, he'll probably get fired this year. They'll bring in another head coach, another quarterback whisperer, hopefully, to get Jameis on the right track. And the Saints are back.
They are.
It's in New Orleans. Saints don't lose in New Orleans. They're suddenly look like a really good football team. Drew Brees is back to his old self. I like the Saints in this game over the Bucs.
Me too, man. Absolutely. Both are correct. Rams at Giants.
Dude, Giants can't score enough points. Who's Eli throwing the ball to? Rams are throwing up 30 points without even thinking about it. I like the Rams in this game.
Yeah, no kidding. 74 points so far scored by the Rams, net points.
I like
so 74 over their opposition.
It's incredible.
That is incredible, man. That's a huge point differential. Yeah, I take the Rams on the road also. Both are correct. The aforementioned NFC South, Falcons at Panthers. Huge division game here.
I think this is the Falcons' first division game this year, right?
First of the year.
First of the year for them.
The next 6 out of the next 8 are division games.
Wow. So, I mean, really, the Falcons are still in this whole thing. You win these division games. That's all that matters.
Yep.
I like the Falcons this game. I think Panthers, distractions, discord, things aren't good there. Traded Kelvin Benjamin this week. Cam, is his head in the game? I don't know. I like the Falcons.
I'm going to take the Panthers at home. And I don't know. I just got a feeling. I could be wrong. Could be the breakfast I had today. Advantage the wins. Broncos at Philly. 8-point spread.
I'm picking the Eagles, but I feel like this is a game. You know, we've been the Broncos haven't looked great the past few weeks. And I feel like a trap game, if you will, for the Eagles.
Trap game alert.
Could the Broncos win this game with Brock Osweiler? He's the quarterback, right? Isn't Brock in this week?
Brock is in.
Brock is in. It's in Philly, though. I'm leaning towards the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles, but I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be surprised.
Me either.
And this is kind of how the Broncos stay alive. They win this game. They beat, arguably the best team in football, the Eagles. So I like the Eagles, though.
I like the Eagles, but I'm also cautiously optimistic about this game. Both are correct. Let's see. Ravens at Titans. Must win for both of these teams. Must absolute win.
Yeah, it's a big game. I like the Ravens this game. I'm going with experience in this game. Again, I think the Titans are a team that is a head coach away. I think they need to make some changes there. So I know it's in Nashville. Baltimore, more experience. I think they're a team that comes in and wins this game because they need to win it. They're going to win it.
I got the Titans at home. They got to win to stay on top of the AFC South. It's a must-win for them. Advantage the wins. And the Ravens, they got to catch up with Pittsburgh. And it could be an empty chase, but we'll see.
Looks good.
Oh, yeah, they look great right now. With Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju. Cardinals at Niners. Will the Niners finally get a win?
It's a new day in San Francisco.
Uh-oh.
We have our quarterback of the future, Jimmy Garoppolo, the handsomest quarterback in all the NFL.
The ladies are swooning.
Oh, my goodness. This guy's good looking, is he not?
All right, now you posted something on Twitter. Now the Mrs. Griff is swooning.
Yeah, my wife is
Hot
suddenly
flashes.
really into the 49ers. She suddenly wants to watch the games with me now. She's really into She wanted to watch the press conference. So I don't know what's going on there. I might have to buy her a jersey or something. That's kind of weird, though.
No, by the way, I am totally on board for the women NFL jerseys. They are so hot. They're form-fitting.
The way they're cut?
Oh, yeah.
But is it weird to buy my wife a jersey with another man's last name on the back?
Not at all. Not at all. The sex is great, too, when you get them in the bedroom with a jersey on. It's so hot. Put on the Madden NFL music, the NFL film music in the background. Oh, man.
Anyways, it's a new day. It's a new day. I know Jimmy G's not playing this week, but things are looking up in San Francisco. I like the Niners to finally get a win this week against the Cardinals.
I totally agree. The Cardinals are sputtering. The Niners have everything right now. They got their quarterback. Both are wrong. By the way, fantasy sleeper, Jimmy G, look out. 3 touchdowns.
They're saying he's not going to start. You think he'll be dressed out though?
Beathard will get hurt or pulled in the second quarter.
I think Jimmy G plays this week too. I think he plays.
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. 2 or 3 touchdowns there. Redskins at Seahawks.
I like the Seahawks in this game. Seahawks are back. This is what they do every year, right? They start off, they win a couple games, they look kind of shaky for a minute, and then suddenly they're the Seahawks. I think last week's win against Houston was one of those games that kind of, get you on the right track. I like Seattle in this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Me too. Both are wrong. Chiefs at them girls playing the Cowboys.
That's game of the week right here. Chiefs at Cowboys. I like this. I like the Chiefs, man. I think the Chiefs are going to keep rolling. I'm not buying all into the Cowboys now. Zeke is supposed to play. That's the latest as of
How many lives does this guy have?
It goes back and forth. Zeke's supposed to play, so maybe that makes a little bit of a difference. I don't know. I like the Chiefs in this game, man. I think Chiefs and Eagles. Those are the teams, man.
Ooh,
those are the teams.
That would be an awesome Super Bowl.
It's kind of boring. In terms of a national matchup, that's kind of not very sexy.
No, it's not. And Skip Bayless would hate it, but I don't care what Skip Bayless wants. He's a troll turd. I'm going to take the Chiefs also. Both are wrong. Raiders at Dolphins. The 8:30 special. Oh, stop it. This is not a snoozer.
Will Jay Cutler even be awake for this game? Does he stay up that late?
Nicotine tends to make your heart palpitate.
Yeah.
So he'll be awake. He'll be in good form, I think.
Dolphins win. That's my prediction.
Really?
Dolphins. They traded Jay Ajayi to your Eagles this past week. Big trade. Many trades this past week. Crazy.
Big trade. For a 4th round draft pick.
Adam Gase trying to send a message, right?
No. Chip Kelly 2.0. If you don't buy in, you're out of here. You're out of here. Next year they'll regret that move. Jay Ajayi is going to have a beast second half of the season with Philly.
I'm so glad that he's on my fantasy team, which I know everyone cares about. Someone else's fantasy team.
Yeah, that's like other people's kids.
Right.
your kids and your fantasy team. Nobody gives a shit about those two things.
But it's great that he got traded to the Eagles. He should have a great second half, like you said, I think.
Hey, would you like to see pictures of my fantasy team? I took some screenshots of No, that's all right. I mean, I got to go, actually.
How's your fantasy team doing? No one cares.
Yeah, they're not.
No one cares. I like the Dolphins in this game.
I like the Raiders on the road. Advantage the wins.
Traveling east, man.
Hey, you know what? I got a feeling.
Usually
about
that's not good for teams.
Yeah, usually. I don't go by usual things.
Jay Cutler is going to shine on Sunday night.
Is he even playing? Is his cigarette burn better?
I'm going to say he's playing. I don't know.
Who was it last week? That's right, the truther, Matt Moore.
Matt Moore was it?
The monk.
Yeah. So I like the Dolphins.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders on the road. Monday night, the game that was scheduled with the notion that Rodgers would be going against Stafford. But, as we all know, Rodgers will not be going against Stafford. There was a funny NFL meme that he ballooned to 450 pounds since he...
Brett Hundley,
UCLA's finest.
Yeah. Doesn't look very good. He didn't look very good.
I'll tell you what, the running game looks good, though.
Yeah. But I think the Lions, better football team.
Trying to throw you off the scent there. Yeah. Didn't work.
Matt Stafford, come on. Matt Stafford versus Brett Hundley. If Stafford loses this game, Lions done. Blow it up in Detroit. Blow it up. Detroit should win this game easily.
Should.
I mean, Hundley doesn't seem to have any connection with Jordy Nelson.
They had a week to make that connection. You can make connections in a week.
You think they did stuff on their bye week and get it on track now?
Absolutely.
That's kind of my hope because speaking of my fantasy team, I have a Jordy Nelson on it because I know you cared about that.
There was a sighting at the Curves Hyper-Hetero Sauna. Jordy and Brett going over the playbook together.
So that's a
they laminated the pages so they didn't get ruined.
They didn't get wet?
Yep.
I think that's a good sign. So maybe the Packers do win, but I like the Lions this week.
I like the Lions as well on the road.
Oh.
Both are correct. So there it is. I think we differed on Bengals, Jags, Falcons, Panthers, Ravens, Titans, and Raiders, Dolphins. Other than that, we're on the same page.
This could be a game change. Like that's a handful of games, though.
Yep.
Things go the opposite way. You never know.
Well, I'm still ahead by 2 games, and I plan on retaining, if not growing, that lead here in Wen's world. Wen's Griff world. Sorry. Hyphenated.
Okay.
We're hyphenated like
Yes.
a broken family. We are a broken family here in Wen's world. I love it.
Like or just like a strong woman who wants her name to be hyphenated on purpose.
Yeah, you know what? I don't buy that. I don't buy that. No, there are no strong women here in Wen's world.
Are there any women in Wynn's world?
Well,
Here and there.
I mean, here and there. We try to limit the amount of women in the workplace. They're just not good for the environment, you know?
I don't want to say anything more because
No, this is on demand. Speak your heart here. Tell us how you really feel, Griff. Come on.
I'm good.
All right. Well, next week, Griff will finally tell us what he really thinks, maybe.
What I think about women.
Are you afraid to talk because your wife listens? Does your wife listen to this?
No. What I think about women in the workplace next week.
Next week.
In Wynn's world.
Oh, yeah, well, that'll be part of the topic wheel. We're going to get back to it next week because there are things to talk about.
The Gwinnett Braves name change. There was a development this past week. Big development.
There's going to be that development.
I got hot takes.
You got hot takes? Hot takes next week on the topic wheel. We promise we're going to do it next week. Do you have any more deep cut Tom Petty lyrics or song titles for us? Come on, man. You call yourself a fan. You don't know anything.
It's on the spot. I know everything.
Okay, well, then prove it.
Forgotten Man.
Is that a name of a song?
Yeah.
Okay. What album is that off of?
I believe that's on Hypnotic Eye, one of his later albums.
Ooh.
I think maybe his last album. I don't think he put another one out.
I don't know. He's like Tupac. He's got like 40 albums in the vault.
Oh, dude, that would like keep me living. That'd give me life.
Zombie Tom Petty.
Zombie Petty.
A Zombie Petty. Awesome.
Yes.
So until next week, adieu. Well, there it is, week 9, and I'm still feeling fine. Entering into week 9 with a 2-game lead. Add 2 more because of week 9 results, and I'm ahead by 4 games. But I'm not going to get too cocky or ahead of myself here because we're only entering into week 10, and there's 17 weeks in this here NFL season. So, a whole lot more action to come. But I'm feeling bold, like I can take more chances in the weeks to come. Needless to say, maybe a few more upset specials? I think so. You will just have to wait and see. Stick with us. More Wen's World coming up right after this. More Wen's World coming up right after we pay the gas bill.
How the hell do they know that I got gas?
Hey, it's Chris Monroe, and not only am I the voice of Atlanta Traffic, I'm the founder and executive director of the Gift of Music Foundation. If you've got an unused musical instrument, orchestra, band, or even a guitar or drum set, we want to take it from you, give you the tax deduction, give the gift of music to a student or program in need. Find out more, giftofmusic.org.
Hey, y'all, it's Ginny Ehrhart from the Southern Sisters Radio Show. Have you checked out our website, southernsistershome.com? We have the most gorgeous array of gourmet flour sack towels. They will look fabulous in your kitchen, and they're complete with all sorts of Southern sayings, designs. Go to our website and check us out, southernsistershome.com, and guess what? We have a promo going on right now. 30% off your order. Just put in promo code SISTERS at checkout. Also, free shipping on all U.S. orders.
The legendary rock drummer Carmine Appice travels the country and continent, spreading the contagious, driving, thundering drum rhythms that thump your rump and roll your soul. Carmine Appice spans the globe, never resting his sticks or feet, and pledging to all to rock till you drop. Where in the world is Carmine?
Come out, wherever you are.
So where in the world is Carmine Appice?
He is in New York City, and I just came back from a great meeting with a management marketing company that's marketing my brother's album, Appice, and Sinister album, and we're talking about getting my King Cobra band out on the road next year. Working on that kind of stuff, and just in general, a lot of cleaning up my stuff for the internet. Like having a YouTube channel and all that stuff, as well as we've been really working hard promoting our album, me and Vinny's album. And so far so good. So he's involved in that as well. It was a really good meeting, and it's a beautiful day today in New York City. Like, really, really beautiful. I actually can't believe that it's so beautiful here, because last night we went out to the Big Apple Circus, and it was freezing.
Yeah.
Last night. And today it's like, don't even need a jacket.
That's awesome, man. Monsters and Heroes. How's the album coming along?
Yeah, I'm coming along good. People are getting great reviews. We just got some more reviews from Germany and Canada, and people are loving the album. The reviews are great, and the audiences are really, really great. They're really digging it. We're getting great response on Facebook from people that have already received their album, that bought their album, they bought the LP. Really, really cool. So we're real happy with the way things are going. And my brother Vinny's going to be leaving for Europe in about a week to help do promotions over in Europe. I'm going to be doing radio over here and magazines and anything else that we need to do. I'm going on the Eddie Trunk show and syndicated show on Monday.
Cool.
So we're just lining all this stuff up. It's really, really good, and everything's happening really well.
And folks, you got to stay connected with Carmine, CarmineAppice.net or .com, and also on the socials at CarmineAppice1 on Twitter. Carmine, we'll have you back next week to see what's going on and exactly where in the world is Carmine Appice.
That sounds good. I will probably be in New York next week. I'll let you know what other things that are happening. Thanks, bro.
Wins World continues right after I finish this last set of squats.
Jeez, look at the butt on that. Yeah, he must work out.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
Hey, KLRN radio family, this is Ginny Ehrhart. Check out the Southern Sisters radio show every Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on KLRN. Connect with me on Facebook at Southern Sisters Home with Ginny Ehrhart. You can also catch our Facebook Live videos, unedited and uncensored. Connect with me personally. Email me at radio@southernsistershome.com. Hey, y'all, it's Ginny Ehrhart from the Southern Sisters Radio Show. Have you checked out our website, southernsistershome.com? We have the most gorgeous array of gourmet flour sack towels. They will look fabulous in your kitchen, and they're complete with all sorts of Southern sayings, designs. Go to our website and check us out, southernsistershome.com, and guess what? We have a promo going on right now. 30% off your order. Just put in promo code SISTERS at checkout. Also, free shipping on all U.S. orders.
It's Weird Science Time.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Carr from Reasons to Believe, and even though I don't like to go to the dentist, I love to be in one's world.
Why, thank you, Miss Carr. It is time for Weird Science. And you know we bring the experts back here in Wen's World, and this time is no exception. Dr. Fazale Rana joins us. Dr. Fuzz, how you been, man?
I've been great, Joey. How about you?
I've been doing good. I've avoided many a trip to the dentist office. I've been cavity-free for the last 3 to 4 years, and there's been some breakthrough revelation as it pertains to cavities, because apparently an Alzheimer's drug is helping repair teeth. This is an amazing breakthrough.
Well, the drug in question is Tiglucid, and this is a drug that's currently in clinical testing for application to treat Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. And this particular drug inhibits the activity of an enzyme that is responsible for creating these tau protein tangles in neurons that are characteristic of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. And the idea behind the drug is that if you can stop the activity of this particular enzyme, which is called GSK3 beta, if you can stop the activity of that enzyme, then maybe you can arrest the progression of Alzheimer's in patients that suffer from that horrible disability. But it turns out that this drug actually may have applications for other purposes, including helping to repair teeth.
And they've done this research on mice, right?
That's right. The researchers reasoned that this particular enzyme, which, again, is involved in Alzheimer's, can actually play a key role in a number of different metabolic processes. It's kind of like an on-off switch. And one of the metabolic pathways that it can turn on and turn off is a pathway that converts stem cells in the dentine of the teeth into what are called odontoblasts, which are cells that basically lay down the dentine layer in teeth. And so they reasoned that that's the case, then maybe this drug could actually be used to repair damage to teeth that occurs during tooth decay or dental caries.
Now, when you're talking about damage repair, I've looked at the article, and it's talking about a 6-week time span for repair. That's actually not too bad for a do-it-yourself kind of method.
No, it's not at all. And in fact, what's exciting about this is that prior to this treatment, the best that dentists could do is, once they kind of drilled into the cavity and cleaned out all the infection, is basically just kind of plug the hole. And now they actually have a technique where they can introduce the drug on a little tiny sponge into the dentine layer, stimulate the production of these odontoblasts, which then will actually repair the dentine layer, so that you actually are restoring the tooth back to a more normal state. So you're actually reversing some of the tooth damage, which is actually good for the long-term health of that particular tooth. It's really exciting that to think we're going from beyond kind of just plugging the hole to actually repairing the tooth.
Right. And in case you're just joining us, we are with Dr. Fazale Rana. You can connect with Reasons to Believe, where faith and science converge, online, reasons.org. Also on Twitter, at RTB_official, and with the good doctor at RTB_FRANA. And we're talking about drugs. We always see these commercials, and at the end, after the happy-go-lucky, hunky-dory pictures of relatives smiling and embracing each other, we always see the inevitable side effects. And with this one, there seems to be somewhat of a case of abnormal liver function. Do you think that would all be a hindrance to this drug being used on a wide-scale method?
Well, you know, we always want to pay attention to side effects. And because this compound actually does impact this enzyme that's involved in so many different metabolic processes, side effects are going to be of some significant concern. But the beauty of this drug is that the levels that are being used are at such small amounts compared to the levels that it would be used for, let's say, to treat Alzheimer's, that in and of itself improves the safety profile of the drug significantly. Plus, you're localizing it to essentially the dental pulp in the dentine area, and so you're not introducing the drug kind of systematically within the human patient. So, you know, I think the safety concerns are probably going to be minimal for this particular drug. And you know, that's really the beauty of what these researchers were doing, is by piggybacking on a drug that's already in clinical studies, we have a good sense of its safety profile, which can accelerate it to clinical use.
Well, let me put on my tinfoil hat here for a minute, because whenever there's money to be made, enemies are also made. And we all know how much a filling can be. If you don't have insurance, it can cost you anywhere between $50 and $150, sometimes more, depending on the filling you get and how big it is, and so on and so forth, the extent of the damage to the tooth itself. Would it be fair to say that there could be some pushback by the American Dental Association and private practices just because of perhaps the cost differential between this method of using Tide Glucib and the old school method of using silver fillings and other sorts of remedies? What say you on that?
Well, I think, it's not unreasonable anymore in this day and age to be somewhat suspicious about what really is the motivation for people in the medical fields in terms of what kind of treatments they recommend.
Right.
But actually, in this particular situation, you're not going to really eliminate the work that a dentist is going to need to do to repair the tooth. They're still going to have to drill into the cavity. They're still going to have to probably clean out the infection, and then they're going to have to introduce this drug, in a sponge, and then they're going to have to seal the tooth. So you're still having quite a bit of work being done. The big difference is with the metal fillings or even other fillings is you're going from, again, patching the hole to actually restoring the tooth's health to some degree. So I think the cost of this may actually even be initially more than just getting the tooth filled until it becomes more widespread, and that would, then bring the cost down, hopefully. So I'm not so sure that the ADA would necessarily dissuade application of this technology, hopefully would promote it simply because it actually is preferred to a filling. And for those dentists in private practice, I think this could actually be lucrative in terms of its use, for treating tooth decay.
Always with the greatest of insights, our good friends at Reasons to Believe. Reasons.org is where they're found online. Also on the socials at RTB_official. And of course, we've been with Dr. Fazale Rana, VP of Research and Apologetics at Reasons, and author of several books, including Who Was Adam?, Creating Life in the Lab, The Cell's Design, and Dinosaur Blood in the Age of the Earth. Also holds a PhD in chemistry with an emphasis in biochemistry from Ohio University. Dr. Rana, always a pleasure to have you in When's World. And until next time, thanks again for your time today, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me, Joey, and make sure you brush your teeth.
Oh, I will. And floss, too. Keeps the cavities away.
Hi, this is Paul Nelson. You're listening to When's World in Atlanta, Georgia. Crank it loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Artist Corner. We are spotlighting guitarist Paul Nelson. He is on the road starting next week. He is going to be right here in the great state of Georgia in the suburban Atlanta area. Sandy Springs at Darwin's next Saturday, November 11th. Paul, welcome back to When's World, man. How you been?
Oh, very good. I'm excited. I'm glad to be out on my own, pushing my own CD that just came out on Sony. I just toured the Midwest. Everything's going great. I played up in Chicago by guys and played a bunch of states, and now we're heading down next week towards you guys. So I'm really excited. So there's been a lot of support, a lot of my friends out there, a lot of Johnny fans out there. So it's all been really good. So we're heading down to you guys, then further down to through Florida Keys, which I've been informed are doing a little better now.
Yeah.
And then, Alabama and a whole bunch of stuff. So this is, things are going really well. So thanks for asking. I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
man. And Badass Generation is the name of the album. You guys have had really good success so far with this album. And I know it's getting a lot of praise and accolades from critics and people that have yet to really hear your kind of music. And I know you've worked with such greats as Johnny Winter. You talked about him. Eric Clapton, the Allman Brothers. So if you're into that classic rock sound with a new cutting edge kind of twist to it, Paul Nelson and the Paul Nelson Band are definitely your name of the game here. What can people expect as they head down to Darwin's next Saturday?
Well, can I take you on the road as my personal PR guy? That was fantastic.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be great.
That was a great intro to my album. That's exactly what I was doing. I started, what can they expect? Well, on the CD, I had some great players come down. I had a singer that I worked with in Norway, Morten Fredheim. He was like number 2 on The Voice over there, so I flew him over. I had Chris Redden on drums from Papa Chubby, Christopher Alexander from Samantha Fish, and so I started off doing a blues album. But then other stuff started pouring out of me, and luckily the record company was like, "Hey, go for it. That's why we signed you," and this and that. So it turned into this love of retroizing '70s kind of vibe. Myself and the band were big fans of early recordings of bands like Boston and Zeppelin and jam bands like the Allman Brothers and that kind of thing. So this music just started pouring out of me, and that's what to expect. That's what people are getting, and I hope expecting from what they hear on my album. When we come down there, we've been playing the stuff live, and people are really digging it and very supportive. I mix it with blues and rock and that kind of thing. So. Yeah, the album's got a very, like I said, 70s vibe. Not to the point where the production is dated, but I really love the way classic albums are put together, and the way the songs go back to back and the song structure. So that's what I went for on this outing, and the band's just slamming it. I got some really great guys on the road with me, so we've been having a lot of fun and touring. So I'm really excited about this.
Oh yeah, man! And I'm looking at all the pictures and info on your website, paulnelsonguitar.com. Also very active on Twitter, and I love your handle because you rep the guitar so well. At Paul Nelson, Git as in Guitar One, Grammy-winning guitarist, producer. Like I said, he's worked with the greats, man. Those who have passed and those who are still with us. But right now is your opportunity to check out the Paul Nelson Band as they perform tracks off of Badass Generation and so much more next Saturday at Darwin's in Sandy Springs. You can head to his website for more information on that, and also connect with him on Twitter there. Again, at Paul Nelson Get One. Paul, man, I'm excited about this show. I'm very excited to see you, the rest of the boys, and to just experience a night of awesomeness. And I'll tell you what, Darwin's is such a cool venue. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's extremely friendly to musicians like you. So you are in for a treat if you've never played there.
Oh, I was going to ask you that because I haven't played there, but I love this kind of touring. And actually Johnny Winter, like you mentioned, he loved this kind of touring where it was more intimate and more, the giant festivals are great, the thousand people, it's great for promotion and that kind of thing, but there's just something about those intimate places like Darwin's and, like the Iridiums and the Blue Notes and all these historic places and the Buddy Guy's Legends and those kind of things. I love those. They're very guitar orientated. A lot of great players go out and do their trio or solo kind of thing. So this is what I do, and this is what I love. I love this kind of setting. So I'm really psyched to do that. And like I said, we haven't been down there. I haven't been down there. I was in Georgia a hell of a lot with Johnny, playing all over the place, but this is for my outing. I love these kind of settings. So we're doing a whole slew of these. These real intimate, cool musician/fan kind of shows. So I'm psyched about this.
Absolutely, and I think the best bet in the meantime before November 11th next Saturday is that folks get on iTunes or Amazon and check out the Paul Nelson Band, Badass Generation, and that title is totally embodies everything on this album. And I got to tell you, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you back. And we got to have you back soon, definitely sooner than later, as this tour it moves on down south. We're talking about a ton of stops in Florida, and then you're working your way back up north. I see a spot in PA and then one in Connecticut as well.
Oh, yeah, we're heading up to Canada. And, the Badass Generation thing came out about because everybody uses that term badass to describe stuff. So I said, well, why don't we just use this to describe that style of music or that era of music, And so it kind of stuck. And then as far as the artwork for the cover, I was like, well, what would be iconic of that decade? And so the cassette just had to be it. So it's a very Andy Warhol kind of vibe on a cassette cover. And so that's what we're going with. So Badass Generation, that's the album. It's on Sony, and you can get it worldwide.
Best of luck, and we'll see you. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see you next Saturday at Darwin, Sandy Springs. Get your tickets beforehand or the night of, but you're probably better off getting them beforehand. That way you can get a good spot. Head down there early because it is going to be packed. Saturday, November 11th, Darwin's in Sandy Springs, the Paul Nelson Band, live and in charge, performing tracks off Badass Generation and so much more. Paul, thanks so much for your time today, man.
Thank you, buddy. Good to hear your voice again. Look forward to it.
Break! Ladies and gentlemen, during this portion of the show, we usually do the male soap opera moment, but because of awesome special projects that are going on in the Bucci's world. We figured we'd give him this time to talk about said projects. Welcome back to Wen's World, Bucci. How you been, man?
Wens, I have been fantastic. Always a pleasure to be back on the male soap opera moment, and super, super excited for what's about to go down, man. I've been working like crazy, getting 2 major shows ready that are coming up, and I'm very excited to talk about them. The first is, of course, we now have the next stop on the Bucci Festiva Ingestion Tour. That's the great name that I'm giving it, where you get to come out and see the Bucci eat a car. And this time we're going to be at Southern Comfort in East Atlanta. So we got a big event set up. It's going to be an outdoor event. I have the car right there. I'll be right there, and people will be able to come down, sit out, and enjoy the show. Get to see the capsules in action, as I like to call it.
What day next week are we looking at here?
Thursday, November 9th.
Okay.
At 5 p.m. will be is when the show's going to start, and people can come out and see it, get a look at the car, everything, see the car, see the Bucci, and see me devour this damn thing.
So how many capsules have you survived so far?
So far, I've been able to get about 7 or 8 down at a time. Obviously, I'm going to have to pace myself for this. I'm not going to try to rush it, but just for myself, I tried to test, see how fast I could go with some of them, and I managed to get about 7 or 8 before I finally had to stop and do all that. But that was just something personal I kind of did for myself to see how I could do it, because as I mentioned before on the regular guys, swallowing pills has been the one struggle I have had in my life. I've never been able to do this before. So when I was practicing this, the first time I actually got to swallow one was surreal for me. Like, getting over that fear, I think, has been the toughest part of the whole ordeal. So once I got past that, it's made it a lot easier, to make it happen. So it's I'm not going to say how I do it, because I want people to come out and see it.
Right.
But I'm going to say this. You're going to laugh hysterically when you find the foolproof method that I use to make this happen. It's very comedic, which is perfect for me.
And in case anybody missed a portion of that, it's at vinnythebucci.com, right?
Yes, that's where you can find the dates for where everything's going to be. I post everything up there. So Southern Comfort in East Atlanta is going to be the next show, and I'm currently in talks with some other places about getting some other events set up, but I'll mention those once they're finalized. I don't want to say the names and then find out they're not going to do it. So.
Right.
So right now, Southern Comfort, next Thursday, November 9th at 5 p.m. at Southern Comfort, 1383 Cedar Grove Road, Conley, Georgia, 30288. That's where I'll be eating the car next. And then, of course, while we were, in talks, trying to get the show together, deciding how we were going to set the venue up, the owner of Southern Comfort reached out to me, and we were talking, and he asked me if I was familiar with comedy at all, or if I was a fan of it. And I said, yeah, and I told him I was a stand-up, because stand-up comedy is something I do in addition to all the million other things that I'm doing in my life. So they asked me if I was interested in putting together a comedy show, and I accepted. And it's great, because it's been 5 years since the last time I've hosted my own comedy show. Usually I've been out doing, I had a show 5 years ago. It did okay. We packed the house. It was a great show. Then we had some creative differences with the owners of that former club at the time. So Bucci Fest kind of went into exile for a couple of years. And now we're going to be bringing it back. And that following Tuesday, November the 14th, at 8:30 p.m. is going to be Bucci Fest, the return of Bucci Fest.
In it to win it, let's bring it.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be bringing some of the best comics in Atlanta to come out to the show. And the best part is, my headliner for the 14th is going to be none other than Josh Harris.
Wow.
Yes.
Josh Harris comedy. That's good stuff.
Absolutely. Josh Harris. Some of you might have seen him on Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes, NBC Stand Up for Diversity, Bounce TV's Off the Chain. And he has his comedy album, I'm Here, You're Welcome, and it debuted at number 3 on the iTunes comedy charts, and it was number 13 on the Billboard comedy charts. So
wow.
This guy is legit, solid, probably one of the funniest guys I've seen in Atlanta. And when I got the opportunity to do this show, he was the first guy I called to see if he could headline, and he accepted. So I'll be there. Josh Harris will be there, and some of the top talent in Atlanta is going to be coming through this show. So 2 big events coming to Southern Comfort, and I'm super excited for both.
Oh man, this is so big time. And in case you want more details, vinnythebucci.com, and stay tuned, because we got a whole lot more Wen's World coming up. And check out the male soap opera moment in its entirety as we cover the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view and the last couple weeks of Raw. SoundCloud.com, also a free app in your phone's app store, and up in the search bar, WENZ World. I say, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
Hey, y'all, it's Ginny Ehrhart from the Southern Sisters Radio Show. Have you checked out our website, southernsistershome.com? We have the most gorgeous array of gourmet flour sack towels. They will look fabulous in your kitchen, and they're complete with all sorts of Southern sayings, designs. Go to our website and check us out, southernsistershome.com, and guess what? We have a promo going on right now. 30% off your order. Just put in promo code SISTERS at checkout. Also, free shipping on all U.S. orders.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
You're a friend if you're listening, and I appreciate it. We're here every Sunday between 11 and noon on AM 920 The Answer. And hey, we'd love if you'd follow the show on the socials at Wenz World Radio on Twitter, WENZ World Radio, also Wenz World on Facebook. So until next time, have a great week and take care. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Hey, y'all, it's Ginny Ehrhart from Southern Sisters Radio. It's fall, y'all, and we have a lot going on the Southern Sisters Radio Show. You can catch us every Saturday at noon on AM 920 The Answer and on Sundays at 10 a.m. as well. Check us out online at southernsistershome.com.